Guys and gals, ladies and lads, I just went to my first neighborhood commission meeting, and it was wild. I've been posting on LinkedIn about homelessness, density, need for housing, etc. Which it's usually a mathematics problem. It's usually, hey, we have super high demand, so we need more housing, so future rents can not increase astronomically, even though people feel like they are already rising astronomically. When you go to these neighborhood commissions, it's personal, it is emotional, it's not a mathematics equation. It's, hey, this is happening in my backyard. So what happens is this neighborhood comes up with a recommendation or not that is then sent to the city saying, hey, we think you should approve this. And they're usually voting on site plans or zoning variances, etc. In this case, tonight was a zoning variance from a commercial property to a large apartment complex. So it was wild. There were so many different personalities. Again, everything's emotional. You've got one side who's like, nope, not in my backyard. I'm not getting however many units put in my backyard. Yes, we need housing. Yes, we need more resources, but don't put it there. Don't put that many there. And on the other side, you have the owner who's saying, hey, you guys need housing. We think this would be a great solution. We've come to these meetings multiple times. You guys have pitched us what you guys need: housing, rooms for the community, etc. And then each side gets like 10 minutes to speak. And then at the end of it, you have 10 or 11 committee members. They all vote. And they're voting to say, hey, City of Columbus, we approve this, or we pass this recommendation, or City of Columbus, we recommend you don't approve this variance. Absolutely wild. Certainly a lot of emotions. And it shows that this housing crisis is a very complicated topic. It's basically, hey, the City of Columbus is saying, hey, we need thousands of housing units. But then you go to each neighborhood and none of them want thousands of units being put in their block, their village they've been in for the last generation. So it's kind of like, your parent is saying, hey, you need to do these chores. And then all of your siblings are like, well, we're not freaking doing it. Like, yeah, I'll do maybe one of these, but I'm not doing all of these chores. So very interesting. I certainly see the why it's called not in my backyard, because I just thought, no one wants a railroad in their backyard. But this was mostly, hey, we're fine with you adding units, or at least they say they're fine with adding units, but don't put hundreds of units on that block. Don't put, I wasn't there for multiple meetings back and forth where they actually provided their feedback, but today they were very anti more units, even though overall the City of Columbus has said we need units. So how do you fix that? That's a great question. So this recommendation, the only thing they were doing was asking for a variance for the zoning. However, the City of Columbus is redoing their 70-year-old zoning code. So now in theory, if this project was in one of the districts that they were rezoning, they wouldn't necessarily need to go to the commission saying, hey, do you guys approve of me putting a bunch of units in? So we'll see, and feel free to fact check me. I'm learning this also in real time. I come from the finance asset management world, so not necessarily, proposals in front of neighborhood commissions, but I'm learning and I'm sharing that with you. And it was fascinating. What a microcosm of the whole universe, rather than just a bunch of real estate people talking, hey, let's build more, let's buy more, whatever. It was, these are the real people. And now the question is, hey, does the neighborhood commission, or do the people showing up to these meetings on a Wednesday night actually represent what the public needs are? But that's democracy, I guess. But I think this is a good example of, why do we have such a housing need is, over a large scale, a state might say, hey, we need a lot of transportation, or we need a lot of housing, or we need a lot of more jobs. But then you go to the people that actually have to approve these on a micro level, and they don't, they're anti-tax abatement for this reason, or they're anti, put a manufacturing facility in this position, or, so even if mom, dad, mayor, governor, whoever is saying, hey, we need this, it comes also at the micro level for things to actually come to fruition. And on top of that, the economics need to work, like legal zoning, all of that. And that's why real estate development is so hard, but it's also why we have such limited supply in housing. So, all right, thanks guys.